Recognize any of this stuff? It was cutting edge back in the 80s. Now it's in a museum. A retro edition of the iDesk next. There are plenty of ways to get on Twitter these days. The web, your cell phone, even your Xbox. Well, at Canada's Personal Computer Museum, they figured out a way to send tweets using a computer that was state-of-the-art in 1980. Mike Wise ready with a history lesson at the iDesk.
Well, Aaron, have you ever heard of a Commodore VIC-20?
Not a VIC-20, no, but I remember all the kids had Commodore 64s, and I was so jealous of them when I was a kid.
I had a Commodore 64, but the one before that was a VIC-20. My cousins had one. I haven't seen one in years, but I saw one today at a museum dedicated to the history of personal computers, and tomorrow it's hoping to make some history by sending out the first official tweet from a machine built 26 years before anyone had ever heard of Twitter. Your average cell phone is more powerful than most computers on display at the Personal Computer Museum in Brantford. Some phones are more powerful than all of them put together.
When I was 16, I started a mini collection, and I had always told my friends, one day I'm going to have a museum.
Sid Bolton's collection has now grown to include more than 600 machines spanning the years, not to mention a huge collection of programs and games, including that classic, Pong.
Oh, he got me.
Bolton never liked the fact most people saw technology as disposable. That's why he's trying to breathe new life into a machine most would consider now as nothing but junk, a Commodore VIC-20. He wrote a program to get it working on Twitter.
And I thought it would be very interesting for some people to look back and say, wow, you know, a computer that's 30 years old can still be useful.
It can be hard to get an appreciation of just how far computer technology has come, but here's a great example. This is a 1 gig USB key. It holds the equivalent of 1,000 of these old floppy disks. And one of those disks has 200 times the memory of a VIC-20. He has to load his Twitter program from a tape player. Yep, they used to use tape in the early 80s, and he had to keep his programming as tiny as possible.
That is the size of an average email that, you know, contains not that much content, so it's really just text-wise, it's only 2,000 characters.
The latest 2 updates.
The VIC-20 can only show 2 tweets on the screen at a time, but at least it works. Bolton plans to share the code with other computer hobbyists in case they want their own ancient machines to start sending out tweets of their own. Mike Wise, CBC News, Brantford, Ontario. I had to sign off by programming that way as well. The museum is run by volunteers, so it's only open to the public one Saturday a month. Tomorrow is that Saturday, and that's when they're going to officially send out the tweet. I only received them. You can find out more details at pcmuseum.ca. Aaron?
And my dad would love that story because he was working programming computers when they were using punch cards.
Oh, they didn't have those there.
No, exactly. All right, nice piece. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Now it's over to Diana with CBC News at 6.
That was great. Thanks, guys. Here's what we're tracking tonight.